Afternoon, everyone. I'm Sheherasad Irish. I'm Mehoy. The continuation Ms. Jarina Lendia's report. Securing and evaluating the scene. Measures should be taken by the first respondent to ensure the safety of all individuals at the scene and to protect the integrity of all data, both conventional and electronic. All operations should comply with departmental policies, state and local laws. First is secure and evaluate the scene. A. Follow the jurisdictional policy to safeguard the crime scene. This will require ensuring that all individuals from the immediate area from which evidence is to be obtained are excluded. B. Secure perishable records physically and electronically. Perishable data can be found on pagers, caller ID boxes, electronic organizer, mobile phones, and other similar items. C. Identify device attached telephone lines such as caller ID boxes and modems. Log, disconnect, and mark each telephone line from the wall instead of the device where feasible. Second is conduct preliminary interviews. A is separate and identify all persons at the scene and record their location at time of entry. B. Consistent with their departmental policy and applicable law obtained from these individuals' information. Third is documenting the scene. By documentation of the scene, a permanent historical record of the scene is created. Reporting is a continuous operation throughout the investigation. It is important to accurately document the location and condition of computers, storage media, and other electronic devices and traditional evidence. Next is standalone and laptop computer evidence. A computer not connected to a network or other computer is a standalone personal computer. Desktop computers or laptops can be standalone in a single portable device. Laptops contain a screen, display, keyboard, and mouse. Laptop in that they can be powered by electricity or a battery source differ from other devices. They therefore involve, in addition to standalone powered down procedures, the removal of the battery, document the current circumstances if the machine is on, and call the expert or consultant. Next is packaging, transportation, and storage. Data stored in a device or other medium should not be added, changed, or lost by action taken. Computers are susceptible to temperature, humidity, physical shock, static electricity, and magnetic sources, and are fragile electronic instrument. Therefore, when packaging, shipping, and storing electronic data, special precautions should be taken. Documenting its packaging. Electronic data, special precautions should be taken. Documenting its packaging, shipping, and storage to preserve the chain of custody of electronic data. Packaging procedure. Number 1. Ensure that all electronic data obtained is correctly registered, labeled, inventorized prior to packaging. Second is pay careful attention to latent or trace proof and take steps to maintain it. Third is inartistic packaging, box magnetic media, paper, or anti-static plastic bags. Fourth is stop the use of materials such as regular plastic bags that can generate static electricity. Fifth is stop folding computer media, bending or scratching them. Last is ensure proper labeling of all containers used to store proof. So next is the transportation procedure. A is keep magnetic sources away from electronic data. Example of objects that can destroy electronic evidence are radio transmitters, speaker, magnets, and heated seats. B. For lengthy periods of time, stop storing electronic evidence in vehicles. Electronic data may be impaired by condition of extreme heat, cold, or humidity. C. To prevent shock and unnecessary movement, ensure that computer and other components which are not packaged in containers are secured in the car. Computer can for example be positioned on the vehicle floor, and monitors may be placed with the screen down on the seat and protected by a seat belt. D. Maintain the custody chain on all transported evidence. Next is storage procedure. A. Ensure that proof is stored in compliance with departmental policies. B. In a safe area away from extreme of temperature and humidity, store proof. Shield it from moisture, dust, and other harmful particles or pollutants from magnetic sources. Next is handling of digital evidence. Digital evidence is volatile and fragile, and it can be modified by the incorrect handling of this evidence. Protocols needs to be observed because of its instability and fragility to ensure that data is not altered during its handling. When handling digital proof, these guidelines outline the steps to be taken. 4 phases involved in the initial handling of the digital evidence. First is identification. Second is collection. Third is acquisition. And last is preservation. Identification. In the identification phase, preliminary knowledge of the cybercrime case is collected before collecting digital data. This preliminary information is the same as that requested during a typical criminal investigation. Second is collection. With regard to cybercrime, the scene of the crime is not limited to the physical location of digital devices used in cybercrime commission and or threatened by cybercrime. The cybercrime scene also includes the digital devices that potentially hold digital evidence and spans multiple digital devices, systems, and servers. Next is acquisition. Different approaches to acquisition performance exist. The approach and adapted depends on the digital device type. The procedure for obtaining evidence from computer hard drive, for example, differs from the procedure needed for obtaining digital evidence from mobile devices such as smartphones. Preservation. Preservation of data aims to safeguard digital evidence from alteration. In each step of the handling of digital evidence, the credibility of digital evidence should be maintained. Analysis and reporting. In addition of the handling of digital evidence, the digital forensic process also involves 1. Analysis phase, the examination and interpretation of digital evidence. Second is reporting phase, the communication of the findings of the analysis. 4 types of analysis. First is time phase analysis. This attempts to use timestamps to create a timeline or time series of acts that contributed to an event or to establish the time and date that any action was performed by a user. Second is ownership and possession analysis. This is used to identify the person who created, accessed, and or modified data on a computer device. This study could reveal a picture of a child sexual abuse content on the suspect's machine. Third is application and file analysis. This is done to analyze application and files on a computer system to assess the knowledge and purpose of the attacker and the potential to commit cybercrime. For example, the marking of or naming of the file may imply the file content. The name of the file may be the name of the cybercrime victim. Fourth is data hiding analysis. As the name implies, data hiding research searches for hidden data on a computer. Criminals employ a variety of data hiding techniques to conceal their illicit actions and documents, including encryption, password, protecting device and specific content, manipulating file extension, and hiding partitions. Next is reporting. The study findings are documented in a report. The report should be as detailed and reliable as possible. Statistic tables, instrument outputs, and supporting evidence such as the custody documentation sequence should be given as well as a detailed overview of the methods used and the steps taken to assess and gather data. Next is the legal and ethical obligation. Cybercrime analysis and technical forensic experts should conduct investigation, manage, evaluate, and interpret digital data, and publish findings in a legal and ethical manner. While legal requirements are specified regional by state and international law, ethical obligations are self-imposed and are prescribed by government agency and or private professional organization. When there is a code of conduct in place that also covers what cybercrime agents and or computer forensics experts can do at all times, as well as what they can never do under any conditions. Members' action compliance with legal directives and performing a careful review of the facts in conformity with applicable rules, norms, protocols, and guidelines and forbidden conduct are covered by this code of ethics. Withholding evidence, engaging in bias analysis or reporting of evidence and misrepresenting qualification. And that's all my report, and thank you, sir.